Have you ever felt an intense desire that seems to come out of nowhere, as if someone were calling you from a distance? Today, we're going to dive into a topic as powerful as it is intriguing: your twin flame's sexual energy. That person destined for you, with whom you share a connection that transcends the physical, who draws you in inexplicably and ignites a spark so strong you can feel it even when they're not by your side. In this video, I'm going to reveal how that energy not only affects you emotionally, but manifests itself in the deepest aspects of your intimate life. We'll talk about the signs they send you, those moments when desire surfaces without any apparent reason, and how dreams, thoughts, and even the universe conspire to bring you closer to that person. If you've ever wondered if it's possible to feel a sexual connection without physical touch, or if the sensations you experience are linked to something far deeper than mere physical desire, stay tuned, because what's coming will change the way you view intimate relationships. My name is Celia, and if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because what you're about to discover will not only surprise you, but could completely transform your intimate life. Let's get started. Number 1. The twin flame and sexual energy. What is this connection really? Imagine a connection that goes far beyond the physical, an energy that wraps around you and makes you feel like that person is with you, even if they're not nearby. That's what happens when you're in contact with your twin flame. We're not talking about simple sexual attraction, but an energetic connection that transcends the body, involving your soul, emotions, and deepest desires. Your twin flame is more than just a partner. They are your reflection. This person complements you on a spiritual, emotional, and physical level, and with them, you share a sexual energy so powerful that, when it's activated, it can feel like an internal explosion. This connection is unique. It's unlike any other relationship you've experienced. It's as if your soul immediately recognizes that person, and from that moment, everything changes. This sexual energy with your twin flame isn't just about wanting to be together physically. It's a force that pulls you toward a deeper union. The interesting part is that this energy can be felt regardless of the physical distance between you. Whether you're in the same room or miles apart, the energy flows, wraps around you, and you can feel it moving through your body like an electric current. It's a mix of desire and attraction, but also a need to connect emotionally, to merge on a level that goes beyond the earthly. When connected to your twin flame, desire intensifies. It's no longer just the physical urge to be with someone, but a fusion of souls, a deep need to be in complete harmony. And when that sexual energy reaches you, it can come in ways that may surprise you. A simple thought, a fleeting image, a moment of calm where you feel their presence, even though they're not there. Suddenly, your body reacts, your mind drifts, and what you feel is much stronger than any conventional attraction. This is where the line between the physical and the spiritual starts to blur. What you're experiencing isn't just desire, it's a deep calling, a reminder that this person is a part of you, and that the connection goes far beyond what you can see or touch. In this chapter, we've opened the door to what your twin flame means in your life. Sexual energy isn't limited to physical contact. It's a force that, when it manifests, shakes you from within and makes you feel that this connection is inevitable, unbreakable. Have you ever felt that someone was with you in spirit, even without being physically close? That, my friend, could be your twin flame's energy calling. Remember, what we feel in our bodies is just the tip of the iceberg of what's happening on an energetic level. In the next chapters, I'm going to teach you how to recognize those signs, those vibrations, and synchronicities that indicate that this person is sending you sexual energy, even when you can't see them. This isn't just a coincidence, it's a connection that transcends desire. And if you know how to recognize it, it can completely change the way you understand intimacy. Number 2, unexpected physical signs. Now that we understand the depth of what it means to be connected with your twin flame, it's time to start identifying those unexpected physical signs that may appear in your life. These signs aren't just fantasies or coincidences. They are manifestations of the sexual energy your twin flame is sending you, and you can feel them in your own body without any physical contact. Think about those moments when, all of a sudden, you feel a surge of heat, as if something inside you has ignited without any logical explanation. Maybe you're at work or walking down the street, and suddenly your mind drifts to that special person, and you feel an internal vibration, an intense desire that seems to come out of nowhere. This is not an accident. It's how your twin flame is connecting with you, sending you sexual energy from wherever they are. The body is very receptive to energies, especially when there's a connection as strong as the one between twin flames. One of the key areas where this sexual energy manifests is in the sacral chakra, the energy center related to desire, passion, and intimacy. You might feel a sensation of warmth in that area, as if something inside you is awakening. This energy makes you feel alive, desired, and sometimes even a bit restless. You don't need to be physically close to your twin flame to feel it. Your body naturally reacts to this connection, as if it's signaling that your twin is calling you, sending their desire. Have you ever felt a chill run through your body, but not because you're cold? It's a vibration that starts somewhere along your spine and rises, like an electric current that sends a shiver through you. That's another sign that your twin flame's sexual energy is flowing towards you. It's not a random feeling. It's a call, an energetic touch that activates your senses and can arrive at the most unexpected moments. What's fascinating about this connection is that sometimes it can feel as if there's a presence with you. You can't fully explain it, but suddenly there's a sense of companionship, as if that person were next to you, looking at you, touching you, even though they're not physically there. This is another clear sign that your twin flame is sending you sexual energy. The desire travels through what some call the connection cord between souls, and what you feel is that energy wrapping around you, awakening a mix of emotions, from physical desire to a feeling of calm and closeness. This kind of energy is so powerful that it can influence your day-to-day life without you even realizing it. Maybe you wake up one morning feeling more vibrant, more connected to your body, with an energy that makes you feel more confident and desired. Other times, you might feel a bit restless, as if something inside you is waiting for resolution. These are ways your body responds to the sexual energy your twin flame is sending, and when you learn to interpret it, you can use it to intensify that connection and enhance your intimate life. We're not just talking about physical desire here. This goes beyond that. This sexual energy can come during quiet moments, while you're alone, or even in the middle of a daily activity. But when it appears, your body reacts, and it's in those moments that you can start to recognize that it's not a coincidence. Your twin flame is calling you, sending you a message through that energy. The most interesting part is that by recognizing these signs, you can start to respond. You don't need to be physically with that person to feel and return that energy. It's like an invisible dance where both of you are energetically connected, and that desire, that passion, flows from one to the other, no matter the distance. So next time you feel a chill, a wave of heat, or that sudden desire that catches you by surprise, don't ignore it. It's very likely that your twin flame is sending you their sexual energy. Learn to listen to your body, because those physical signs are the bridge to a much deeper and more connected intimacy. In the next chapter, we'll explore how the mind also plays a key role in this connection. Sometimes these signs manifest not only in the body, but also in thoughts and fantasies that seem to come out of nowhere. And the most surprising part is that, many times, those thoughts are coming directly from your twin flame. Number 3, the power of shared erotic thoughts. Now that we've learned to identify the physical signs of the sexual energy your twin flame is sending you, it's time to dive into an even more intriguing area, the power of shared erotic thoughts. Because yes, my dear, what happens in your mind is also part of this deep connection. And sometimes, those thoughts or fantasies that suddenly appear without any apparent explanation aren't just your imagination. They're something much more intense. Picture this. You're in the middle of a routine task, focused on what you're doing, and suddenly, a vivid image of your twin flame appears in your mind. It's not just any image, it's a scene that shakes you, that awakens something inside you. It might be a fantasy, an intimate memory, or simply the feeling that this person is thinking of you in a very particular way. If you've ever experienced this, let me tell you, it's no coincidence. Twin flames have such a powerful mental connection that they can share thoughts and sensations on a subconscious level. It's as if both of you are tuned to the same frequency, sending each other messages that don't even need words. And when those messages are loaded with sexual energy, believe me, you feel it, not just in your body, but in your mind, where the fantasies can be so clear they almost feel real. You might wonder, how is it possible to be so connected with someone that you can feel what they're thinking? This is where the magic of this unique connection comes into play. Your twin flame could be anywhere, and without even realizing it, they're sending you a thought charged with desire, and you receive it as if it were your own, because in many ways, it is. What's happening in their mind is also happening in yours. This kind of mental connection can greatly intensify your intimate life. Imagine being at home and suddenly an erotic thought crosses your mind. It's a thought that makes you feel their presence, their desire, as if they were there with you. But it's not just a fantasy, it's your twin flame's sexual energy connecting with you. And when you learn to recognize those moments, you can start to send that same kind of energy back, creating a cycle of desire and attraction that has no physical boundaries. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. You don't always need to act on those thoughts right away. Sometimes, the best thing to do is let that mental game develop, because just knowing that both of you are connected on that level can be incredibly exciting. You don't need to rush to see your twin flame right at that moment, but let that energy grow, let that shared desire keep building. Because when you finally meet, what happens between you will be much more intense than you could have imagined. Have you ever suddenly felt the need to send a message to that person just when they're thinking of you? That's no coincidence. In twin flames, the connection is so strong that they often communicate without words. It's that moment when you send a message with a double meaning, smiling because you know the other person will get it exactly as you intended. That's when the mental game turns into something more, something that feeds the tension and desire. And don't be surprised if you've ever felt that your twin flame appeared in a fantasy so intense that it's hard to distinguish whether it was real or not. These thoughts, while they seem spontaneous, are a form of communication, sharing sexual energy without the need to be physically together. It's as if both of you are playing on the same board, moving invisible pieces that intensify the connection between you. Here's a wise tip for you. The next time a thought like this hits you in the middle of the day, instead of ignoring it, ask yourself, is this mine or is this something they're sending me? Because when you start to recognize these thoughts as part of that connection, you can use them to further fuel the sexual energy that flows between the two of you. Sometimes the best intimate play begins long before you touch. It starts in the mind. So don't ignore those fantasies. Listen to them, feel how they resonate in your body, and allow that energy to flow back to your twin flame. Because when both of you are in sync, no distance can get in the way. And when you finally meet, that mental energy you've been sharing will translate into a physical connection that goes far beyond the ordinary. In the next chapter, we'll dive into a place where this shared energy manifests in an even more surprising way: dreams. Because yes, my dear, twin flames also send sexual energy through dreams. And what happens in that world sometimes has much more power than what happens in reality. If you're enjoying the video so far and feel like you're discovering new ways to connect with your twin flame and handle that powerful sexual energy, don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button to support this content. I recommend you stay until the end because the most revealing part is yet to come. For those who are committed to recognizing these signs and deepening their intimate life, I have a final reflection that will surprise you and could completely transform your relationship. And tell me, where are you tuning in from? I'd love to know. Let's continue. Number 4. Sensual dreams and their hidden meaning. Now that we've explored how twin flames can share erotic thoughts, let's take it a step further to a place where that sexual energy manifests in a way that can sometimes leave you speechless. Dreams. Have you ever woken up with your body on fire, breathing deeply, with a lingering sense of desire still vibrating on your skin? And the most interesting part is that you can't stop thinking about that person. It wasn't just any dream, it was vivid, so real that even your body felt it. If you've ever experienced this, it's likely that your twin flame is sending you sexual energy while you sleep. Dreams between twin flames aren't just fantasies. They are energetic encounters that transcend the physical. In that space, souls connect without barriers. It's as if the body completely disappears, leaving only pure connection, desire, and sometimes a communication so deep that you can't express it in words when you wake up. What you feel is that person's energy, sending you messages from a place so intimate that it shakes you even as you open your eyes. Picture this: you're lying in bed, resting, and suddenly you're immersed in a dream where you meet your twin flame. It's not just an erotic dream, it's an experience that envelops you, where the intimacy is not just physical, but emotional. You feel their hands, their breath, and what you experience inside is more intense than any encounter you've had in real life. And when you wake up, you're left with the feeling that what happened was far more than just a simple nighttime fantasy. This is no coincidence. Dreams are one of the most powerful channels through which twin flames send each other sexual energy. It's a space where the soul expresses itself without the limitations of reality, where everything one feels for the other is amplified. That energy flows between the two of you, and even though it's not tangible at the moment, your body receives it, feels it, processes it. The result? You wake up with desire, a mix of calm and excitement that sometimes you can't even explain. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. In these dreams, twin flames often connect on such a deep level that they can work on the relationship without even being aware of it. Sometimes, those dreams are a way of processing emotions, fears, desires that perhaps can't be expressed in the real world. Other times, they are a pure manifestation of the desire both feel for each other, but for some reason can't share physically at that moment. And don't be surprised if, after such a dream, you feel closer to your twin flame, even without direct contact. The energy you shared during the night doesn't disappear when you wake up. It stays with you, fueling desire, strengthening the connection that exists beyond the physical. And the most interesting part is that, many times, your twin flame may have experienced something similar, feeling that same energy flowing through them. There's something almost magical about these nighttime encounters. Dreams between twin flames can be so powerful that you're left with the sensation of having spent hours together, sharing something far more intimate than the physical. Sometimes, you even wake up with your body relaxed, as if you'd lived a complete experience, and that energy stays with you throughout the day. Now, here's the interesting part. Learning to remember and understand those dreams can be a key tool to improve your intimate life. Because it's not just about what happens in the dream, it's about what your body and mind do with that energy when you're awake. If you can identify those dreams for what they really are, a clear sign that your twin flame is sending you sexual energy, you can harness that desire to fuel your relationship in real life. So the next time you wake up with such a vivid, intense feeling, don't let it pass. Ask yourself, what was my twin flame trying to tell me through that dream? Because what happens in that space between the conscious and the subconscious is so powerful that it can be the spark that intensifies your intimacy in your daily life. It's as if those dreams are laying the groundwork for something much bigger when you finally meet that person face to face. And here's a practical tip for you. Talk about those dreams. If you're fortunate enough to be in contact with your twin flame, share what you've dreamed, what you've felt. Sometimes, opening that door of communication, even about what happens in the dream world, can unlock a level of intimacy you didn't even know existed. Because when both of you are aware of that connection that transcends the physical, desire and passion naturally intensify. So, my dear, the next time you wake up with your body vibrating and the memory of a dream that took your breath away, don't ignore it. It's your twin flame calling, sending you their energy from a place that goes beyond the physical. And the best part is, by recognizing it, you can send that energy back, creating an even stronger connection between the two of you. In the next chapter, we're going to explore the synchronicities that appear when that energy flows between you. Because yes, when the connection is active, the universe also starts sending you signs you can't ignore. And when it does, it's as if everything in your life begins to align, guiding you towards that inevitable meeting with your twin flame. Number 5. Synchronicities of desire, when the universe conspires to ignite passion. Now that we've seen how sexual energy manifests in dreams, let's dive into something even more intriguing: the synchronicities that appear when your twin flame is sending you sexual energy. Because when that connection is active, you don't just feel it in your body or mind. It's as if the universe itself conspires to show you signs that, if you pay attention, clearly indicate that something powerful is happening. Maybe this has happened to you. You're walking down the street distracted, and suddenly you see a repeated number like 1111 or 2222. At that exact moment, just as your mind wanders, and you somehow start thinking about that special person, your twin flame. Or maybe you're scrolling through something on your phone, and you see their name, or a song you both share comes on the radio out of nowhere. These little moments are not mere coincidences, dear. They are synchronicities, the universe putting signs in front of you, as if whispering that there is energy flowing between you two. When the sexual energy between you and your twin flame is active, these synchronicities become more frequent. It's as if everything around you starts to align in a way that gently pushes you toward that person. And when that happens, you feel it. You start wondering why everything seems to be pointing toward the same thing, toward that connection you can't escape. It's not a coincidence. It's the universe's way of confirming what you already know deep down. Your twin flame's energy is reaching you, and it's doing so through these signs that appear just when you need them the most. But how do these synchronicities relate to sexual energy? This is where it gets interesting. When your twin flame is thinking of you in a more intimate way, when that energy is activated, it's as if everything around you starts to respond. You don't just feel their presence in your mind or body, the outside world starts to reflect that connection. Seeing a repeated number like 1111 is a symbol of alignment, a sign that the energy between you two is flowing in sync. Think about it. You're going about your day, and for no apparent reason, you start noticing symbols of sensuality or intimacy around you. It could be a flower that you associate with them, a scent that reminds you of moments you've shared, or even animals that symbolize passion or desire, like a pair of butterflies crossing your path. These are subtle reminders that, even if they're not physically with you, your twin flame's energy is still present. It's as if the whole universe wants to make sure you don't forget. And here's where the synchronicities become a mental game that can ignite desire. Every time you see one of these signs, it's as if something inside you is triggered, a spark that reminds you of that deep connection. It could be as simple as thinking of that person and, at that exact moment, receiving a message from them or seeing something you shared in the past. It doesn't matter how far apart you are, those signs appear when the sexual energy between you is stronger than ever. One of the most fascinating synchronicities is when both of you, without planning it, feel the urge to connect. Maybe this has happened to you. Suddenly, you feel the need to send a message, make a call, or even have an unexpected encounter with that person, only to find out they were thinking of you in the same way. This isn't just a simple coincidence. It's that sexual energy, that shared desire, pulling the invisible strings of the universe to bring you closer together. And when you finally meet, it's as if everything you've been feeling from afar intensifies, and the desire overflows. Here's where I like to add a touch of humor, because let's admit it, Sometimes these synchronicities seem so perfect that you wonder if there's an invisible hand orchestrating everything. And in a way, there is. When your twin flame sends you that sexual energy, the universe responds. It's almost like destiny itself agrees to ignite that spark between the two of you. So, when you see these signs, don't take them lightly. They're a clear indication that the desire is flowing, that the attraction between you two is more alive than ever, and that, sooner or later, something big is going to happen. But be careful, it's not just about getting carried away by every coincidence that appears. Synchronicities have a purpose, and if you learn to read them correctly, they'll guide you on how to handle the connection with your twin flame. If you see those repeated signs and the desire is in the air, it's time to act. Don't ignore them, because when that energy is active and the universe is nudging you in that direction, the best thing you can do is go with the flow. Here's something for you, dear. Pay attention to the details. The next time you see a synchronicity, whether it's a repeated number, a song, or even a scent that brings back memories, don't dismiss it as just a coincidence. It's the universe working in your favor, showing you that your twin flame's energy is there, calling, waiting for you to respond. And when you do, when you answer that call, everything you've been feeling from afar begins to come to life in the physical realm. That's when the desire, the connection, and the passion intensify in a way neither of you can ignore. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to handle the emotional and spiritual impact of these signs. Because yes, dear, when your twin flame's sexual energy reaches you, it doesn't just affect your body and thoughts. It can stir your emotions in ways that can sometimes feel overwhelming. How do you manage that whirlwind of sensations and use it to strengthen your intimate life? Let's find out. Number 6, awakening your senses and sexual magnetism. When we talk about the connection with your twin flame and the sexual energy that flows between you, we're not just talking about physical desire. That energy can shake something much deeper within you, your emotions and your spirit. This is one of the reasons why the connection between twin flames can be so intense and sometimes so difficult to manage. The emotional and spiritual impact it triggers is not something to be taken lightly. And here's where the most fascinating part comes in: how to recognize, accept, and manage those emotions when your twin flame's sexual energy reaches you. The first thing you need to understand is that sexual energy is a powerful force. It's not just a biological impulse, but a tool that can directly affect our emotions. In fact, according to scientific studies, sexual activity and erotic fantasies activate areas in the brain related to pleasure, but also to memory and emotions. This explains why, when you feel your twin flame's energy, you don't just experience physical attraction, but an overwhelming wave of emotions, sometimes even contradictory ones. It's not just desire, it's joy, nostalgia, sometimes fear, or even anxiety. And all of this is deeply tied to the spiritual connection between you two. In a study conducted at Concordia University, it was found that intense relationships, especially those involving a deep emotional and spiritual connection, activate parts of the brain linked to attachment and the strongest emotions. This explains why twin flames, when they connect sexually, don't just experience physical pleasure, but also an emotional roller coaster. In that moment, repressed emotions tend to surface: old wounds, insecurities, but also a sense of connection and belonging that's hard to find in any other relationship. Now let's talk about how this emotional whirlwind manifests. Imagine you're going through a normal day, everything seems calm, and suddenly, without any apparent reason, you feel a mix of sensations. A desire that burns inside you, but at the same time, a feeling of longing, or even a soft sadness. Those moments when you feel a void, as if something is missing, but at the same time, a powerful energy in your chest, as if you're connected to something much bigger. That's the emotional impact of your twin flame's sexual energy. When your twin flame sends you this energy, what's really happening is that both souls are interacting on a deep level, and that interaction stirs up not just feelings of attraction, but everything that person represents for you. Remember, your twin flame isn't just a lover, they're also your mirror. And when that sexual connection is activated, it's as if all the emotions, both positive and negative, come to the surface. This can be overwhelming, especially if you're not prepared to deal with what comes up. Have you ever felt that after an intimate encounter, instead of just feeling satisfied, you feel more exposed, vulnerable? That feeling of being emotionally wide open is one of the consequences of connecting with your twin flame. It's not just about desire. It's a revelation of what you hold inside. It's almost as if that sexual energy is also a vehicle for you to see yourself through your twin flame's eyes, which can be both beautiful and terrifying at the same time. The most important thing is learning to manage these emotions. Don't be scared if, after receiving that sexual energy, you find yourself flooded with intense emotions. Sometimes those emotions don't make immediate sense. You might feel joyful and sad at the same time, or have a sense of urgency mixed with an inexplicable calm. It's normal, and what you need to do in those moments is accept what you're feeling without resistance. One of the most common mistakes is repressing those emotions, thinking that desire should be only about pleasure. But in twin flame connections, sexual desire is a tool for transformation. It's designed to bring to the surface everything you've been hiding so you can heal. And yes, this means that after those moments of high sexual energy, you might feel emotionally drained. Not because something is wrong, but because your soul is processing something much deeper. Here's where it gets even more interesting. When you learn to manage that emotional and spiritual energy, you can channel it to improve not just your intimate life, but your overall well-being. Many studies on sexual and emotional energy show that when these two forces are aligned, we experience greater mental clarity, a stronger ability to connect emotionally, and an overall sense of well-being that transcends the physical. Sexual desire, when properly managed, becomes a source of personal power. And in a relationship with your twin flame, that energy can be used to grow, heal, and deepen the connection even more. What can you do to better manage this emotional whirlwind? First, don't run from what you're feeling. When you receive that sexual and emotional energy, give it space to exist. If you feel the need to cry, do it. If you feel a wave of euphoria, allow yourself to enjoy it without fear. Remember, all of this is part of the process of connecting with your twin flame, and the more you allow yourself to feel, the deeper the connection will be. Another powerful tool is conscious breathing. Sexual energy, when mixed with intense emotions, can be difficult to handle if you don't have a grounding point. Taking a few minutes to breathe deeply, feel your body, and center yourself in the present moment can help you process those emotions without feeling overwhelmed. It's a way to integrate what your twin flame is sending you without losing yourself in the intensity. Finally, it's important to communicate what you're feeling. If you have the opportunity to talk to your twin flame about what you've experienced, don't hesitate to do so. Sometimes, sharing what you've felt can be a way to ease the emotional burden and strengthen the connection between you two. And if you can't speak directly to that person yet, writing down what you feel is an excellent way to process those emotions without letting them control you. In the next and final chapter, we're going to bring all these ideas together and see how the sexual energy between you and your twin flame not only transforms physical intimacy, but can be a powerful tool for your overall well-being. Because in the end, this connection isn't just about enjoying physical pleasure, it's about helping you evolve, both emotionally and spiritually. And when you learn to manage this energy consciously, the intimate and emotional life you can create is much richer, deeper, and more fulfilling. Number 7, when sexual and emotional energy merge. Throughout this journey, we've explored the signs, synchronicities, and emotional impact that your twin flame's sexual energy can have on you. Now, it's time to bring all those pieces together and see how this energy can be much more than a source of desire, transforming into a tool that, when properly managed, can elevate not only your intimate life, but your overall well-being. The first thing we need to understand is that sexual energy isn't just an impulse that needs to be satisfied. When connected with your twin flame, that energy becomes something much greater. It's a source of vitality, creativity, and personal power. In fact, numerous studies have shown that when a person experiences a deep, emotionally connected, intimate relationship, the benefits are not limited to physical pleasure, but can significantly improve mental and emotional well-being. Research in the field of psychology has found that orgasm, for example, not only releases endorphins, those feel-good hormones, but also activates areas of the brain related to emotional connection and overall well-being. But what makes the connection with your twin flame unique is that this process goes beyond the purely physical. The sexual energy you share merges with emotional and spiritual energy, creating a circuit of well-being that affects every aspect of your life. Now, how does this manifest in everyday life? Imagine starting your day feeling more energetic, more confident. That sensation doesn't just come from a good night's sleep, but from the constant connection you have with your twin flame. Even if you're not always consciously aware of it, when you're aligned with that person, their energy influences you, and vice versa. This can manifest as greater mental clarity, a sense of emotional balance, or even an ability to face challenges with more confidence and serenity. The fact that sexual energy is flowing between you doesn't mean it's always about physical encounters. That energy nourishes you in ways that go beyond the body. When you're energetically connected with your twin flame, it's as if both of you are fueling an inner fire that gives you strength in all areas of your life. It can improve your focus, boost your creativity, and even help you make decisions from a clearer and more centered place. But there's more. Well-channeled sexual energy not only affects your mind and emotions, but also your physical body. A study from Princeton University found that people who have emotionally satisfying intimate relationships tend to have stronger immune systems and lower stress levels. This is not just because of the physical benefits of sexual activity, but because deep relationships generate a sense of security and well-being that directly impacts health. When that connection is with your twin flame, the effect is amplified, as both of you nourish each other physically and spiritually. So how can you harness all of this in your daily life? The first step is to become aware of this energy. Often, we get carried away by emotions without understanding where they come from, but if you start to notice how your connection with your twin flame affects your mood, energy, and overall well-being, you can learn to use it to your advantage. Do you feel particularly inspired or full of energy after dreaming about that person or sensing their presence throughout the day? That's no coincidence. It's the result of the sexual and emotional energy you're sharing. A practical tool for channeling this energy is visualization. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and visualize that connection. Imagine you and your twin flame connected by a current of energy flowing between you. Feel how that energy strengthens you, fills you with life, and gives you peace. This practice will not only help you feel more connected, but will also enhance that energy so that it influences all areas of your life. Another way to consciously use this energy is through your body. Sexual energy, when properly handled, can improve your relationship with your own body. You may have noticed that when you're in tune with your twin flame, you feel more alive, more connected to your senses, and even more attractive. This is because the energy you share doesn't just fuel desire, it also helps you feel more comfortable in your own skin. You feel more confident, more in control, and that reflects in how you relate to others and yourself. Additionally, guided meditation, whether in pairs or solo, can help you focus this energy on your overall well-being. If you have the opportunity to share these moments with your twin flame, great, but if not, you can still do it on your own. The key is to focus on the energy you're sharing and use it to strengthen your emotional and physical health. The simple act of breathing consciously while thinking about that connection can help you anchor that energy in your body. Feel it flowing from the sacral chakra, the energy center of desire and passion, and rising to the heart where emotion and love meet. It's a cycle that, when completed, not only fills you with life, but also helps you stay balanced in moments of stress or difficulty. Here's the final piece of wisdom. This energy isn't just for you. Part of the power of the connection with your twin flame is that both of you can use it to nourish each other. When you feel strong, energetic, and emotionally stable, you can return that energy to your twin flame, further strengthening the connection. It's a cycle of giving and receiving that creates deep well-being in both of you. In the end, the sexual energy with your twin flame isn't just physical desire. It's a powerful tool that, when used correctly, can enhance your health, emotional state, and intimate life in extraordinary ways. So don't underestimate those sensations, those intense moments of connection. Use that energy to create a fuller, more balanced life, more connected to yourself and the person who is destined to be your complement on this journey. If you pay attention, if you learn to manage and channel this energy, you'll realize that everything, from your intimacy to your overall well-being, can be elevated to a level you never thought possible. My name is Celia, and I want this space to be a refuge of wisdom, where we can openly discuss these important topics with respect and closeness. Here, together, we'll find ways to improve our quality of life, not just in intimacy, but in every little thing we do. Because in the end, every gesture of love and care that we give to others and ourselves transforms our relationships and our well-being in a profound way. If this is your first time on the channel, I invite you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the topics we'll be exploring. And if you've made it this far, it means you truly care about your personal growth, and that already puts you on a path of change. To celebrate that, I'd love to know who the committed ones are who've made it to the end. Comment with the phrase, "I love wisdom," and tell me where you're listening from. I'd love to read your stories and find out from which part of the world we're sharing this journey. Lastly, if you think this video can bring value to someone you know, don't hesitate to share it. Sometimes a word or a reflection can be the advice someone needs to transform their life. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, every small gesture you make today creates the love you'll enjoy tomorrow.